A pleasant morning, everyone. I am Lao-ay, and today I will be discussing the following topics: theories of leadership, managerial greed, theories X, Y, and Z, and so as the path goal theory. First, let us discuss these theories of leadership. Now, we have the contingency theory. This theory proposes that no way or style of leadership may be applicable to all situations. In other words, it recognizes that there might be variables influencing any particular situation, and the leader must choose the right course of action, taking into account those variables. And in this regard, leadership researchers White and Hodgson state effective leadership is about striking the right balance between the needs, context, and behavior. The best leaders have not only the right traits, but also the ability to assess the needs of their followers, analyze the situation at hand, and act accordingly. Second, we have this situational theory. This stresses the importance of situational variables and doesn't consider anyone's leadership style to be better than the others. This is a combination of two factors: the leadership style and the maturity levels of the followers. According to this theory, different situations demand different styles of leadership and decision making. Leaders must act by judging the situation they are facing. The third one is this transformational leadership theory. This is also known as relationship theories, focuses on the relationship between the leaders and followers. This theory talks about the kind of leader who is inspirational and charismatic, encouraging their followers to transform and become better at a task. Next, we have this transactional theory. This is also referred to as management theories or exchange leadership theories, which revolve around the rule of supervision, organization, and teamwork. These leadership theories consider rewards and punishments as the basis for leadership actions. This is one of the most used theories in business, and the proponents of this leadership style use rewards and punishments to motivate employees. The last one is this great man theory of leadership. This is one of the earliest leadership theories and is based on the assumption that leadership is an inborn phenomenon and that leaders are born rather than made. According to this theory, a person capable of leading has the personality traits of a leader: charm, confidence, intellect, communication skills, and social aptitude from birth, which set them apart. This theory emphasizes leadership as a quality that you either possess or don't. It isn't something that you can learn. And yes, we have the other one: great theory of leadership. This theory walks in the footsteps of the great man theory in assuming that leaders are born with traits that make them more suitable for the role of a leader than others who lack those natural born traits. As such, the theory pinpoints certain qualities such as intelligence, accountability, sense of responsibility, and creativity, among others, that lets an individual excel at leadership. Now, let us discuss managerial grade theory. Managerial grade theory is a model and it is a self assessment tool by which individuals and organizations can help identify a manager's or leader's style. The grid was originally developed by Robert R. Blake and Jane A. Smeaton in the 1960s and has evolved in subsequent decades. This managerial grade theory can also be used for leaders to identify their concern for the production and the people, having these two dimensions of leadership: vis-a-vis the concern for people on vertical axis and concern for production on the horizontal axis. And again, this managerial grade theory is based on two behavioral dimensions. First is this concern for people. This is the degree to which a leader considers the needs of team members their interests, and areas of personal development when deciding how best to accomplish a task. The second one is this concern for production. This is the degree to which a leader emphasizes concrete objectives, organizational efficiency, and high productivity when deciding how best to accomplish a task. Now let us go with this understanding MacGregor's theory of X and theory Y. There had been various theories developed regarding management. Some theories focus strictly on production and revenue, while others focus on the human relations factor that goes into managing. Theory X and Theory Y are two of the latter forms of management theories. Douglas MacGregor first created MacGregor's theory, which consists of Theory X and Theory Y in the 1960s. Let us discuss Theory X. It is an authoritarian approach to management which focuses on the external motivating forces that affect employees. This management approach is synonymous with the current term of micromanaging. This theory, management oversees every aspect of the task and provides constant supervision. Motivation in this theory is thought to come from money in exchange for work performed. The theory assumes that employees need additional motivation to perform tasks from their managers, as well as that employees want to be micromanaged and not accept responsibility. Furthermore, it is rather pessimistic approach to workers and working, which assumes that people are lazy and will avoid work and responsibility if they can. Consequently, workers have to be closely supervised and controlled and told what to do. They have to be both threatened, for example, with losing their job, and rewarded with incentives, probably monetary ones, such as pay rise or bonuses. This assumes that most people are capable of taking responsibility for themselves and have to be looked after. Now, let us have this theory why. It is participative style of management where the employees are included in the decision-making processes and have more autonomy. Under this type of management, an organizational culture of trust is created. Theory Y promotes employees to be creative and generate new ideas. Motivation in this theory is thought to be intrinsic, as employees would enjoy their work. More so, this assumes that most people have a psychological need to work, and given the right conditions, job security, financial rewards, and they will be creative, ambitious, and self motivated by the satisfaction of doing a good job. Now, let us understand this Theory Z of Leadership by William Oakes. American professor and author William Oakey developed Theory Z after a comparative study of American and Japanese management practices, popularized during the Asian economic boom in the 1980s. During this study, William Oakey identified various traits of Japanese leadership that formed the basis for a new leadership theory, and that is again the Theory Z. Furthermore, it is an integrated motivation model which suggests that large complex organizations are human systems and their effectiveness depends on the quality of humanism employed. This theory emphasizes the significance of a lenient relationship between the leaders and the subordinates and assumes that the workers are motivated by a strong social relationship with the organization. Last, Theory Z is one of the predominant assumptions of this theory is that the management harbors a high intensity of confidence in its workers in order to support participative management. So now let us have this Pathgall leadership theory. This practical leadership theory is a theory based on specifying a leadership style or behavior that best fits the employee and work environment in order to achieve a goal. The goal is to increase the employee's motivation, empowerment, and satisfaction so they become productive members of the organization. It is based on Bloom's expectancy theory, in which an individual will act in a certain way based on the expectation that the act will be followed by a given outcome and on the attractiveness of that outcome to the individual. It generally follows these basic steps. First, determine the employee and the environmental characteristics. Second, select a leadership style. And the third is focus on motivational factors that will help the employee succeed. That's all, and thank you so much for listening.